All right, so today I'm going to try this workout that you see here on my screen, something called the Murph. And it's something I stumbled upon, I don't know, a while back, and I always thought it was pretty interesting. And there's people on YouTube doing this workout, and they do a Murph once a day for 30 days and, all kinds of savage stuff like that. So as you can see on the screen, it's a 1 mile run. So I'm going to run around my neighborhood, my block twice. That's 1.2 miles. 100 pull-ups. You don't have to do them straight. I can't do 100 in a row, but I'll cut them into blocks of 10 or 15 and get through them. 200 push-ups. Again, you can do them in sets. So I'll probably do, I don't know, maybe 50 or 75 at a time until I get through them. 300 squats has me worried. Those are just air squats without weight. And then when you're done with all that, you do a 1 mile run, and you're supposed to time it and try to do it as quickly as possible. So this is I'd say a pretty challenging workout, probably for most people. It might not be a workout that you'll be ready for. It's a workout I'm not even sure I'm ready for. But here's today's lesson. Put yourself into deep water. And what I mean by that is challenge yourself to put yourself in a scenario that you're going to need to respond to. It's adversity. It's going to be painful. You're going to suffer. But that's where you're going to learn a lot about yourself. If you get halfway through something like this and you're wanting to quit, or you do quit, all right, well, that's just information. That doesn't make you a quitter. That doesn't make you a bad person. But it should be some feedback about what your tolerance for pain is, what your determination is, what your persistence is. And maybe it's also an indicator that you need to back off of that. Maybe the water was too deep, and you need to just be a little bit more gradual with your challenges for yourself. But I would say, if you're not challenging yourself and you're not trying hard things, then you're really not developing as a person. So I'm going to try to put my words into practice here today. I'm going to go do a Murph, and I'll give you some clips and some videos that will follow this little talk. And hopefully give you a sense of the misery, or maybe not, that I'm going through with this workout, and hopefully it will help you challenge yourself. All right, I just finished step one of the Murph. Ran 1 mile, 1.2 miles, about a 10-minute pace. Not a great pace by running standards by any means, but I pushed it hard. And one of the thoughts that helped me through it is I've run a lot longer than 1 mile before. So even though it was hurting, I knew it was only 1 mile and not 7 or 13. And those are distances that I've pulled off before. So sometimes remind yourself, hey, I've been through this before. I've been through tougher things than this. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a comfort while you're going through some struggles. So, all right, on to part 2, which are the pull-ups. All right, part 2, just completed 100 pull-ups. I showed you just a few of the reps a moment ago. Felt pretty good. I did 15 and then 10, and then I started doing sets of 5. I had to break it into smaller bites. It probably took 10 or 12 minutes. It's a little longer than I would have wanted. But again, just pace yourself. It's the first time I've ever done this workout, so just trying to keep my expectations tempered. Now we're moving on to the push-ups. Got to do 200 of those. Not feeling real nervous about those. I usually have pretty good luck with my push-ups. So I think my strategy is going to be to break it into 4 sets of 50. See how that goes. All right. All right, there's 50. All right, just finished the 200 push-ups. That went pretty well. I did 2 sets of 50, then 4 sets of 25. I kind of broke it into smaller bites. Got a little hard there towards the end, but it really wasn't too bad. I'm feeling all right. I gotta kind of move it though. I'm on the clock. So I'm gonna do the 300 air squats now. That one has me nervous. It's gonna do air squats, legs. I don't train, all that regularly up until recently. So to do 300 air squats is gonna be a beast, and then to run a mile after that, my legs are gonna be absolute jello. So, but there's no quit, there's no stop here. We're gonna just power through it. So here we go with the air squats. 300 of those are going to be an absolute beast. All right, just completed the 300 air squats, and that made me question my whole existence there. As we got into the last 50, I had 40 to go, and I did 30 in a row. And I thought I only had 30 left, but I had 40 left. I was keeping count in an email I wrote to myself. I kept adding a 10 at a time or whatever. My goodness, that was freaking hard, but I didn't quit. It took me a while. I'm just over an hour into this challenge. I only have one more step left, and that's the 1 mile run. I have no idea how my legs are going to react to this after 300 air squats. Like I said, I haven't been training legs a lot, so it might be a beast, but I'm going to go do it, and I'll check back in with you. All right, guys, I'm going to take you through some of the metrics. I just finished the workout. It took me 1 hour and 21 minutes and 23 seconds, as you can see on the screen there. I didn't really have much expectation. I think the goal is that you finish it in an hour. I was kind of thinking I would be able to do that, but the squats and the mile at the end was tough. I did run the whole thing. So I guess it took me longer than I would have liked, but the reality is that that's just what it is for now. The goal is to maybe improve upon that, but I did do it. I finished it, and that's the key. So, hour and 21 minutes. Let me show you my steps. I'm still cooling off. I just came in the house from the mile. So here's the step app that I use called Pacer. That's the metrics on the number of steps. I walked the dog earlier today. I've been walking around the house doing chores and things like that. So all of those steps probably weren't from that workout. I was also walking in between my air squats, kind of keep my legs loose and the blood flowing. So let's summarize. Challenge yourself. Find something that you think is like, oh man, that is crazy. That's going to be freaking hard. And do it. And this is an exercise example, but my goodness, maybe exercise is not your thing. Maybe just being more social with people is your thing, and you need to put yourself in a situation where you actually have to talk to people. Maybe you're a musician and there's that song that you always wanted to learn and you thought it was too hard. Well, just start with the first 4 seconds of it and slow it down by 75% and get it under your hands, if you're a violin player or guitar player. But, stop waiting around for great things to happen. They're only going to happen if you start, and you start now, and you do something harder than you're used to doing. And, that workout I just did right there is harder than I'm used to doing. And that's great, because the next time I do it, it's going to be easier. And the next time after that's going to be easier. And the same goes for you. But if you sit around doing the same old stuff that you already know how to do and it doesn't feel hard to you, you're not growing and you're not pushing yourself and you're not going to get anywhere. And the reality is that the people who have made it where they are, people who you think are heroes or you idolize them or you admire them, they were doing this. They were doing this kind of stuff when nobody was watching. There wasn't any fanfare. There wasn't any attention. They were doing it because they were driven and they wanted something bigger and better than they had before. It didn't come to them. Do some people scratch a lottery ticket and win and they're set for life? Yeah, that does happen. But I would not sit around waiting for that to happen. I would go make greatness happen with your hard work and your determination and your willingness to be uncomfortable and to sweat and to be sore and to even be disappointed and to even fail. I mean, heck, I could have failed halfway through that, but at least I tried. At least I got off the couch and I gave it a shot. But the reality is I didn't fail. So I hope these words will inspire you a little bit to go chase whatever your dream is. You might not care about doing a Murph exercise like I just did, but I'm using it as a teaching example to get you to jump into the pool in the deep end to see whether or not you're going to be able to swim. And that's life. Life is going to demand that of you. So I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.